cleaning out the leaf basket from the fish pond. Back home from working, and unfortunately, the spot I'm working in has got a bad dead zone, so I can't get a signal on anything. So it's hard for me to upload. Literally, the video that just got uploaded, I recorded on my way there this morning. Yeah, I recorded it at 9 o'clock this morning, and it literally took 7 hours to upload. So it's just not even worth bothering. But we are here on Tuesday, and I want to catch you guys up with what's going on. Jerry Jones says we're not looking to pursue any free agents, big names that people are talking about, Snacks Harrison, Earl Thomas, or anybody else. Basically, we're happy with the people that we have right now, and we're not doing anything other than that. That's Jerry Jones's words. And I know everybody's got this fantasy of believing that Earl Thomas would be the be-all, end-all for the Dallas Cowboys, and if we just get that guy, everything's fixed. And I'm also going to go ahead. Let me go ahead and call this the good, the bad, and the ugly. One of my favorite movies of all time. Okay, wah 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 wah. Yeah, one of the old westerns. Clint Eastwood. Yeah, but the good, the bad, and the ugly. It sucks losing. You hate losing, but it's okay. There's good losses and bad losses. I don't know where you want to put this one. There were some things that were good about this game. Some things that were bad. Some things that seemed to stay the same in there. Sometimes it seemed like we were having the same play call, and you would have thought that Jason Garrett was still here. But I think some of that maybe is we're trying to do what's familiar. We haven't gone through wholesale changes on stuff because we just had 14 padded practices with our team. That's it. 14 padded practices is all these guys have had together. So you don't want to all of a sudden just start throwing a whole bunch of new stuff and trying different things when you want to see how the old stuff works and comes together. I think as the time goes on, as we have more practices starting tomorrow, that you're going to see them evolving and doing more things. That's just my belief. I could be 100% wrong. It may be this is all we're going to do. But I have a feeling that things will evolve. So just give it some time. So the good thing, and nobody's really mentioned this much, I want you to think about this. We have some players that people want to go ahead and just always get rid of. We always want to, the Cowboy fans, I just don't understand. I don't understand how it is literally. Some of you guys literally would have gotten rid of the whole team by the end of the first quarter. Seriously. Everybody got to go. The kicker got to go. Oh, he missed the kick. He got to go. It was a 54-yarder. Mike McCarthy, get him out of here. Some people actually even said, bring Jason Garrett back. I said, give it some time. But one thing that last year that was a knock on Amari Cooper, they said Amari Cooper, he didn't show up on the road. Well, he did catch 10 passes on 14 targets, 81 yards. No touchdowns, but still, in comparison to being on the road last year, that's night and day different. Night and day different, okay? That's a good thing. And, we were worried that he was working out with the bands and stuff on the sidelines. He seemed to be okay. So that bodes well for our team. That's definitely good. I should say the good and the really good. The really good thing is Aldon Smith, too. And I'm going to talk about Aldon Smith a little later. But Aldon Smith, 11 tackles, and a guy who hasn't played in 4 years. That play that led to us getting an interception. The Cowboys got an interception. That's kind of good because I think we only got 8 last year. Okay, we were +1 in the takeaway department. That's pretty good too. That's actually really good. We got to take. Like I said, listen. The Dallas Cowboys defense did a lot of bending, but they didn't completely break. I mean, they only gave up 20 points on the road after not having an off season, and I know they gave up a lot of yards on the ground, but everything's new. We got guys that still don't know each other's names on the defensive line. Seriously. We got a Tristan Hill, who we thought was a bust last year, who's starting. We got a Dontari Poe, who was not here last year. We got Emerson Griffin. He didn't even make it through. He wasn't even here all of training camp. He wasn't here even all of training camp. So that, I think, is going to be okay. The ugly or the bad? The bad is we're having a hard time stopping the run. The run is not, it worries me. It worries me. That's one of those things that killed us last year. From the time that the Rams and us played in the playoffs, teams have found out they could run the ball against us. And going with that ugly, losing Van Der Esch for 8 weeks before he even got started, and Jalen Smith graded out as the 4th worst linebacker. Now, granted, he's been working out on the weak side, and he's got changed back to the middle linebacker. So that may be where he's lost in there and having to get back in there. I'm not ready to push the panic button. I don't have a panic button, so what I need is an easy button. But I'm not ready to panic yet about Jalen Smith. But linebacking core with Sean Lee on injured reserve, with Van Der Esch on injured reserve, that's going to be a concern. That's going to be a concern. Especially with the Falcons. Falcons got a good offense. All right. The ugly. The ugly, the thing I said I worry the most about right now, I said a couple weeks ago, I think, is the offensive line. They always still, and they will continue. They will continue. The not knowledgeable Cowboy fans and the talking heads are going to say, with that offensive line, all Dak has to do is show up. That's not the case. In 2016, you could say that. 2016, that offensive line was beast mode. That offensive line was freaking incredible. It was insane. You almost have to look at 2014 and 2016 as the pinnacle of the since 90s offensive line being the best that it could be. Seriously. I mean, you had a young Tyron Smith back then, a young Zach Martin, Travis Frederick, Ron Leary, Doug Free at the twilight of his career. That 2014 offensive line was the doomsday too. 2016 was really good. 2016 was real good. I'm sorry, Ron Leary. What's Ron Leary? Yeah, Ron Leary was 2016. Can't remember who was the guard. Travis Frederick, Zach Martin, Tyron Smith, Doug Free. Can't remember who the guard was. But anyway, I digress. Right now, the ugly is the offensive line. Granted, they were going against Aaron Donald, and Aaron Donald literally was playing pinball. He knocked 2 guys backwards and ended up getting the sack. Fortunately, we're not playing him every week. I don't think the Falcons have anybody like that. But with La'el Collins not being here because of not being in shape, maybe the car accident was part of that and stuff, with him being out on IR for at least 2 more games, you thought Cam Irving was going to start, but we had Terrence Steele play, and that wasn't that great. And then Cam Irving sprains his MCL. And you still worry about Connor Williams. Unlike Travis Frederick, Zach Martin, and Tyron Smith, that they immediately were like studs, Connor Williams has had injuries his first 2 years and is coming back from ACL and still hasn't gotten to that level of those other guys. So now you've got Steele, who was an undrafted rookie, starting at right tackle. You have Connor Williams coming back from injury, who's underwhelmed. You have Joe Looney taking over for Travis Frederick. You still have Zach Martin as stud. You still have Tyron Smith, who always misses 3 games. And that's where my biggest worry is right now, is the offensive line. Hopefully, La'el Collins gets his butt in shape, gets over the stiff neck from the accident, and can get back to where he was last year, because we need that. That's going to be huge. We got a big game this week because you don't want to start out 0-2. And the Falcons, of course, they're looking at this too, saying the same thing. They don't want to start out 0-2. So both teams have a lot to play for. And we got tomorrow and really Thursday are the 2 big practices. Friday, not so much. Saturday's a walkthrough. So not a lot of time to make a whole lot of adjustments, and I hope they can. So that is my good, the bad, and the ugly for this week. I hope that next week I can just have just good, and no bad, and definitely I don't want ugly. I don't want ugly, and I don't want no ugly. All right? Okay. Need to get some stuff done here and get something to eat and find out what's going on in the world. I'm Mark Holmes, and as always, I thank you guys for listening to me whine, and I'll see you soon.